ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel. I am your host, Morgan, and today we are going to be talking about a very serious topic. So, the reason that I have no background music or anything like that is simply because we're going to be talking about a serious event that happened a few weeks ago, and I want the tone of this video to be very different and distinct from my other videos. So, I first off want to start off by saying that I put a post up a few weeks ago, around the 10th, as to when Charlie Kirk was assassinated. And I basically explained that it was sickening and that anybody that celebrated his death is not welcome on my channel. It's pretty much how I laid it out. And I stand very true to that. I think any sane, rational human being would have that response. Now, I have taken quite a few weeks to respond to this because, number one, I was on a work trip when I found out about this happening to Charlie. And I myself am not someone who is a Charlie Kirk fan in the sense of like I didn't listen to his videos outside of some things that would pop up on my feed. But I have brothers that did listen to Charlie and that were big fans of Charlie and who he impacted greatly. And while me and my family have, some disagreements in terms of our own personal beliefs, this did hit me in a way, because a father, a husband, and a son is dead, taken away from this planet way too soon for just speaking their opinions and truth. And to see the reactions of people celebrating his death was absolutely horrifying in ways that it's hard to put into words. It's actually very concerning, the amount of people that celebrated his death. And I guess this video is going to kind of explain a little bit as to like my life and personal views on things. And just kind of how far the left has changed from what I remember it to be. So this is going to be kind of a mixture of, you guys are going to get to know me and my personal beliefs better, as well as me kind of just talking about this situation. So I guess I will start from the beginning and give you kind of a quick rundown as to like my beliefs and where I came from, so that way you understand my thoughts on Charlie a little more. So I was raised in Ireland by a pretty Christian conservative family. And my parents helped me once I graduated university to go to college in the US. Once I went to college, my points of view became very liberal and left-minded. But one major conservative value that I kept with was believing that every baby's life, rather that the born or unborn, deserves a chance at living. And I'm pretty pro-life. Now, granted, I do things or believe in things that aren't quite modest. However, there is limits to even what I will do and whatnot. And since that's one of my only conservative values, there are certain things and certain lines that I don't cross, right? But I would say most of my views are pretty liberal, if you want to talk about economy or things like that, right? Now, with that being said, what the left used to be is not what it is anymore. And I think a lot of people can agree with that. And while I'm someone that has a lot of left-leaning opinions, I am somebody who is very common sense driven, as all of you know from watching my videos. I have common sense and I speak out against the lunacy because there's a lot of lunacy out there. And for me, I try to be a reasonable voice from the left, even though I don't go out and proclaim that, because I think as a VTuber, being more entertaining and just having a fun time should matter more than a political opinion. But most people in my family, especially my brothers, are very conservative, especially my brothers. Charlie had a huge impact on their life. He gave them the tools of how to be good husbands, how to be good men, good godly men. And my brothers are very successful in their own right, and very good people. And with my family, we didn't ever let politics divorce the family, if you will. Sure, I went to America and became very left-leaning, but I also have common sense. And like I said, with that one pro-life, I guess you could say that one super conservative stance that I have, despite having kind of a promiscuous lifestyle, um, we're all able to have conversations and agree to disagree and have civil discourse, obviously. And I started watching Charlie's videos after everything that happened to him. And a lot of what the media is saying and the people celebrating his death are saying, not only is it absolutely disgusting, but it's not characterizing him in the right light at all. And seeing all the things being said on the news about Charlie and the reactions, they're saying terrible things like he's a racist or he's a sexist. And it's not true. I've watched a lot of Charlie's debate videos over the past week, trying to understand and see what my brothers and other male friends around me that were inspired or looked up to him from over in Europe and in the US, to understand where they were coming from. And he was a man of faith. He was a man that believed what he was saying, and he wanted to help young men. And it really hits me because, like I said, I have brothers, and I have male friends, and I understand what going through dating in the modern day is like because of them. Now, yes, my brothers are married. I never really implied that in prior videos when I did talk about my brothers briefly, but they went through the dating stage and it was rough. And I have male friends that are single that still go through the dating stages today, and it's rough. So even though I am, yes, a woman with liberal opinions and have a promiscuous lifestyle in some senses of the word, I still feel for young men and what they have to go through. I normally try to keep myself, like, I try to be very honest with guys up front about what I want, what I'm looking for, and how I'm feeling. And to know that a lot of these men that I know looked up to Charlie in trying to be good men, and seeing what he's done in their lives has really shaken me to my core. And I'm not somebody that hates the other side. Like I said, pretty much all my family is a Christian conservative. I'm the only left-leaning person in my family, but I have common sense. And I have the perspective of being close with my brothers and with other guys in my life to understand that point of view, even though mine has changed since leaving Ireland. But Charlie has done great things. And I'm so sorry for his wife, Erica, and their kids, because they don't have a father anymore. Well, she doesn't have her husband. And that sucks. And I truly, truly hope that throughout everything that has happened, that they can find peace. You know, I'm not used to making videos like this, and I don't ever want to make a video like this, but I feel like I had to say something about it because it did bother me. And seeing how people around me reacted, I wanted to make sure that I watched his videos so I knew what Charlie was about. I wanted to watch the videos so that way I knew what I was talking about. But to any of my viewers that was affected by Charlie, or that knew Charlie, or people that have been inspired by him, I'm sorry for you guys. But know that you're not alone, and that Charlie did not die in vain. His legacy and everything that he's done will live on and make huge impacts around the world, and I already see it. Even though I disagreed with the guy on many things, he was truly a voice for peace. He was truly a voice for God. And he was truly a voice of bridging that gap between the right and the left. And for that, I have major respect for him. But I will catch you all in the next one, and take care.